Part 36. The Space Doctor became the favorite of the exiled powerful minister. Author, Fenyuan Kandi. Chapter 351. Chapter 351 Coconut Tree, First Update. After entering the forest, Wei Hanzhou got off the carriage and personally led everyone inside. Wei Hanzhou naturally protected his sister behind him. Don't touch anything in the forest. Be careful with the ground. If you are not careful, you may fall into it. Zhang Ziluo understood that the kind of ground Wei Hanzhou was talking about should be a swamp. Same, swamps are easy to appear in this kind of primitive forest. Even Kui Hejin gently held Zhang Ziluo's hand, fearing that she would be in any danger. The people behind him followed, but they were also very nervous. They have never been in a forest like this before. The trees are so tall, some towering into the sky. Yuntai also told the people behind him, "Everyone, please be careful and don't touch anything. Some plants may look fine to you, but some plants can spray things. If they touch you, you may be dead." This is not an exaggeration. You have no idea about the dangers in the forest. Everyone, follow behind and don't fall behind. There may be wild beasts in the forest. Yuntai said. Everyone nodded seriously from behind. Everyone was quiet, and they didn't even dare to speak loudly. After walking for a day and night, everyone was a little thirsty. Wei Hanzhou said, "There is a river not far ahead. You can go to that river to get water. But it's better to boil the water before drinking it. Drinking raw water may make you sick." Everyone nodded obediently. After resting for a night and walking for a day, they heard the sound of water flowing and came to the edge of the river. Everyone hurriedly used things to collect water so that they could boil water and drink it. Zhang Ziluo is observing her surroundings. Suddenly, she saw the coconut trees across the river. Coconut, there are real coconuts here. When Zhang Ziluo saw the coconut trees and the coconuts on the trees, her eyes lit up with excitement. In modern times, she prefers to drink coconut water. Unexpectedly, I saw coconut trees in this forest. Wei Hanzhou looked puzzled and said, "Sister, is that called a coconut tree?" Zhang Ziluo nodded and said, "Yes, the thing on it is called coconut, and there is coconut juice in it, so you can drink coconut." Wei Hanzhou was slightly surprised. It turns out that it is edible. When the tribe went out to pick food, everyone said it was inedible and very hard. There are a lot of these things in the forest, but everyone avoids these trees. When walking in the forest, they are worried that those things will fall and hit the head and cause injuries. Mainly coconut trees are also very tall. Zhang Ziluo explained, "Fourth brother, the outer layer of fiber can be used to make ropes, mats, sacks and other things. Inside is coconut juice that you can drink. After drinking the coconut juice, you can also eat the pulp inside. This is good stuff." Zhang Ziluo wanted to go there, but the river was a bit wide, so she wanted to go there. Kui Hejin looked at Zhang Ziluo and asked softly, "Do you want to go there?" Zhang Ziluo nodded to Kui Hejin, looking very well behaved. Kui Hejin stepped forward and put his arms around Zhang Ziluo's waist and said, "Hold her tight, I'll take you there." Zhang Ziluo listened to his words and hugged his neck reflexively. Then Kui Hejin mobilized his Qinggong skills, tiptoed a little, jumped into the air, and arrived at the coconut tree on the opposite side. Zhang Ziluo only felt the wind blowing, and in just a moment, she was hugged and fell on the coconut tree. Even if she uses her supernatural power, she can't do this. At this moment, Zhang Ziluo could not help but admire Kui Hejin's Qinggong. "It's so awesome, you're here like this." Zhang Ziluo forgot to get down from Kui Hejin's arms, and just hugged his neck like this. When she raised her head, she looked at him with bright eyes. With a look of admiration. She didn't even expect that he could be so powerful. His Qinggong martial arts surpassed her knowledge. Kui Hejin looked down at Zhang Ziluo, smiled tenderly, and gently arranged her hair that was messed up by the wind. Movements are gentle and careful. Where else do you want to go? I'll take you there. Zhang Ziluo came back to her senses and said, no, no, I'll just come over. I also want to pick these coconuts. It would be great if there was a long tree pole. I can knock down all these coconuts. Kui Hejin's expression changed and he asked, these won't break if they fall on the ground. Zhang Ziluo shook her head and said, no, look at the grass below. Besides, the coconut shell is so hard that it won't break. Kui Hejin nodded, then moved his finger, and the sword flowers passed through each one. Before Zhang Ziluo could react, all the coconuts on their tree fell to the ground. Zhang Ziluo had a happy smile on her face. I'll go down and pick up some coconuts. Kui Hejin nodded, then hugged Zhang Ziluo, came down from the tree, and placed her carefully on the ground. Zhang Ziluo felt that Kui Hejin was too careful with her. She picked up a few coconuts from the ground and put them aside. She looked at them and found an old coconut with a particularly dark and hard shell. The green coconut is not mature enough. Zhang Ziluo took out the old coconut and carefully observed both ends of the coconut. There were 3 eyes on one side, and Zhang Ziluo pressed them hard with her hand. Found that one hole is slightly softer. Zhang Ziluo took out a chopstick from the space and directly pierced the soft hole. Then take out the straw from the space and string it in. She took a sip and her eyes lit up. This coconut juice really quenches your thirst. Delicious. Speaking, Zhang Ziluo hurriedly took the coconut to find Kui Hejin. Husband, you drink too. This is coconut water. Speaking, Zhang Ziluo took the coconut and handed the straw to Kui Hejin. Under Zhang Ziluo's expectant eyes, Kui Hejin drank some coconut juice. Kui Hejin was slightly shocked. It turns out that this is the coconut juice that Zhang Ziluo was talking about. How is it, does it taste good? Kui Hejin nodded and said, well, it does have a unique taste. There is some coconut meat in it, you drink it first, and I'll open another one. I'll take it back later and give it to my 4th brother to have a taste. But we have so many coconuts and we can't take them back. It would be great if everyone could come over and take the coconuts back. She has space and can put all these coconuts in. But Zhang Ziluo didn't want to expose the space. But even so, she secretly installed a few in the space, and no one would notice or know anyway. Kui Hejin looked at the opposite side and then at a few tall trees. He made a visual inspection, and then chopped down the tree closest to the river. Using his internal strength, he chopped him down directly with his sword. He uses his internal force to control the direction. The tree fell directly on the opposite bank. Just across the entire river. This way, the person on the other side can come over. Zhang Ziluo was a little dazzled when she looked at Kui Hejin, who was born in a noble family. I have to say that Kui Hejin actually helped her solve many problems along the way. Whatever she wants to do, sometimes he can do it for her without having to say anything. It made her too lazy to think about the problem herself. She looked at his powerful figure, and her heart almost beat a few times. Wei Hanzhou, who was on the opposite side, was amazed at Kui Hejin's high internal strength. End of this chapter. The space doctor became the favorite of the exiled powerful minister. Author, Fenyuan Kandi. Chapter 352. Chapter 352 Joining the Tribe, Second Update. Everyone heard the sound and saw the trees across the river, and asked excitedly, can we pass? Master Kui is so awesome. Yes, just like a man of God. There were Master Zhou and Master Kui along the way, and they protected us many times. Yes, Miss Zhang, has she discovered food again? Miss Zhang is so amazing. Everyone looked at Zhang Ziluo and Kui Hejin with admiring expressions. Along the way, Ms. Zhang helped find a lot of food. That's why they had food to eat along the way and were not hungry. Wei Hanzhou said, everyone stepped on the trees and passed. The old, weak, Women and children stayed where they were first, and those who were strong followed. Wei Hanzhou probably understood the reason why Kui Hejin asked everyone to cross the river. He probably wanted to pick up the fallen coconuts. They all carry things or baskets on their backs and go over there to pick up things. Everyone could not help but listen to Wei Hanzhou's arrangements. Wei Hanzhou stepped on the tree trunk and jumped to the other side. Due to physical reasons, he could only use part of his internal strength. However, his sister has been taking care of him recently and he has gotten better. But his sister still suggested that he try not to use his internal strength. When Wei Hanzhou came to the opposite side, Zhang Ziluo opened another coconut. She handed it to Wei Hanzhou and said, "Fourth brother, have a taste. There is coconut juice in it. It's very delicious." Zhang Ziluo just drank a coconut juice and was about to get the pulp out of the coconut. Coconut shells can be used to hold desserts and steam eggs. Coconut meat can be stewed in soup or mixed with rice. They are all delicious. Wei Hanzhou took a few sips and raised his eyebrows in surprise. Wei Hanzhou was also very happy. There are many coconut trees like this in the forest. If these are food, the tribe will have another kind of food. After work, coconut water can replenish strength and nutrition, and can also relieve heat in summer. Wei Hanzhou nodded attentively and said, "If it weren't for my sister, we wouldn't know this is food. Just like my sister when she was a child, everyone also said that she was a lucky star. Now she followed the tribe and discovered new food for the tribe. My brother is actually smarter than me, I just happened to find out." Zhang Ziluo was a little embarrassed to be praised by her fourth brother. She is making use of modern knowledge. I use a hammer to crack the coconut shell and get the coconut meat inside. Speaking, Zhang Ziluo hit the bottom third of the coconut with a hammer. Wei Hanzhou looked at her movements and said, "The whole thing, can it be cracked open with such a tool? Some people have tried to break open this shell before, but it was very difficult. This thing is very hard." Because of this, no one noticed that it was food. Because the food picked by the tribe, such as wild fruits and vegetables, can be chewed and eaten directly. This is really too hard and there is nothing we can do about it. Zhang Ziluo nodded and said, "Yes, but you have to pay attention to your skills. Punch the coconut with a hammer from under it, tapping it gently and turning it while hitting it." Zhang Ziluo knocked on the coconut shell and turned it. Of course Zhang Ziluo also controlled the strength and did not use supernatural power. Wei Hanzhou looked at it and was surprised to find that the shell was really broken. Zhang Ziluo continued to knock, and soon the shells were removed, revealing the white coconut meat. "Fourth brother, look, this is coconut meat." Zhang Ziluo cut a piece with a knife and gave it to Wei Hanzhou to eat. Wei Hanzhou tasted the taste and nodded, "It's really food. The taste is very unique. After drinking coconut water and eating coconut meat, my body feels much refreshed. The weather here in Guanglan Forest is very hot. It's very hot especially in summer. With coconuts, everyone drinking coconut water should be able to relieve the heat." Zhang Ziluo cut the coconut meat and gave it to Kui Hejin to eat. Kui Hejin was just busy knocking all the coconuts from the trees to the ground. Everyone followed Wei Hanzhou's instructions and picked up all the coconuts and put them in their baskets or baskets. Everyone found that this thing is really heavy. No one said anything from Wei Hanzhou, and everyone consciously did not touch these things. Because they understood that these were not their food, but the food that Miss Zhang found. Zhang Ziluo looked at the crowd and said, "Come here, everyone, I'll teach you how to open a coconut. How to get coconut meat." Everyone became excited upon hearing this and hurriedly joined in. Zhang Ziluo explained it to everyone. Of course no one had a pipe, so Zhang Ziluo found a plant straw that resembled a pipe from the side. Teach everyone how to use a pipe to drink coconut water. Everyone drank coconut water, and she taught everyone how to break open the coconut shell. After everyone met, Zhang Ziluo felt relaxed. It tastes good, so it's called coconut juice. After drinking coconut water, I feel so good. It was as if I suddenly had strength. It tastes delicious. We have never seen anything like this before. Miss Zhang is still amazing. Yes, yes, you see that coconut tree is right next to it, we don't understand it either. Everyone drank the coconut water in admiration, and after regaining some strength, they started cracking the coconuts. Everyone wants to give all the coconut meat to Zhang Ziluo. Zhang Ziluo said, everyone should try the taste of coconut meat. You can use coconut meat to stew soup in the future. However, after resting, Wei Hanzhou planned to return to the tribe. He looked at the crowd and said, everyone thinks of Guanglin Forest, and this is the forest we are talking about. There is also a river here, so everyone can find a place to settle. When everyone heard Wei Hanzhou's words, their faces turned pale with fright. Master Zhou, can't we follow you? Mr. Zhou, we are not familiar with the people and places here. I know it's hard to ask you to take care of us. You saved all of our lives along the way, and we don't know how to repay you. And Miss Zhang and Mr. Kui are also our benefactors. We just want to follow you. Although we don't understand any tribe, Mr. Zhou, can we join your tribe? Yes, yes, we will definitely not make trouble. We will do things according to Mr. Zhou's arrangements. They now also understand that Ms. Zhang is Mr. Zhou's sister, and they all want to go back to the tribe together. They want to follow because they want to join the tribe. But they are also worried, and they are also afraid that others will think that they are not strong enough and will not let them join the tribe. Yes, Mr. Zhou, we used to live in the village and didn't understand anything outside. If a wild beast appears, we can't defeat it. They saw wild beasts in other woods along the way. If it weren't for Miss Zhang and Mr. Kui, they might have been eaten. The wild beasts in that kind of small forest are very ferocious, let alone a forest like this. They were used to relying on Mr. Zhou and Zhang Ziluo along the way. At this time, everyone became scared. He also became more determined in his thoughts and thought about doing things with Mr. Zhou. Master Zhou, although we are weak, we are diligent and can farm. Yes, I can also spin and weave. Hearing the spinning and weaving, Zhang Ziluo and Wei Hanzhou's expressions changed. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Space Doctor became the favorite of the exiled powerful minister. Author, Fenyuan Candy. Chapter 353. Chapter 353 Flag, First Update. Yes, yes, Mr. Zhou, I can do some carpentry and make some farm tools. Mr. Zhou, Miss Zhang, there are some women in our village. Although they are weak, they can grind duck eggs and cook some meals. They may be able to help. And we, Mr. Zhou, the people in our village are all hard-working and honest people who work hard to grow crops. They won't cause you any trouble. We just want to seek shelter. Everyone was afraid and nervous, and they expressed their opinions one after another. And everyone has understood along the way that Mr. Zhou, Ms. Zhang and Mr. Kui are both good people. Although they didn't understand what tribe Mr. Zhou was managing, they thought they would be happy to listen to Mr. Zhou. Not to mention that young Master Zhou protected them, saved them, and was their benefactor. I felt that young Master Zhou was so capable that they should be able to live here with young Master Zhou. Wei Hanzhou also thought that he might be able to accept everyone. But he accepted people into the tribe on a voluntary basis. He did not want any complaints from the tribesmen under his management. So he thought about it and decided to give everyone freedom. Anyway, there are rivers and coconut trees here, so everyone can at least survive. It's just that there are wild beasts in the mountains and forests. But he can't control too much. He still has tribes to take care of. He should go back early. Everyone in the tribe is still waiting for him to return. Unexpectedly, as soon as he finished speaking, everyone expressed their opinions. Zhang Ziluo was not surprised. Along the way, everyone relied on them to find food. After observing along the way, she felt that these people were actually kind-hearted, hard-working, and able to respect the old and care for the young. Although there are some people in some villages who are old, weak, and young, no one gives up on the team and they all look after each other. Everyone does what they can. Children will help collect firewood, and the elderly can't find food, so they help cook and knit something for everyone. Some people are really handy. And some people are really good at spinning and weaving. Looking at everyone's determined expressions, Zhang Ziluo nodded to her fourth brother. Wei Hanzhou said, "In that case, everyone will follow me to the tribe. After joining the tribe, everyone will obey my arrangements, and I will try my best to ensure everyone's safety and let everyone have something to eat. But everyone has to work, and there is no habit of getting something for nothing in the tribe." Wei Hanzhou told everyone the rules he had set. No one has any objection. In this way, everyone continued to follow Wei Hanzhou. Zhang Ziluo knew that the tribe founded by her fourth brother was the Yunying tribe, and these people would also be members of the Yunying tribe in the future. When she heard about the Cloud Eagle tribe, she didn't think much about it at first. But she suddenly understood, because the flag of the Wei army had an eagle on it. Fourth brother is reorganizing the Wei family army. Thinking of this, Zhang Ziluo's eyes were filled with tears. She followed her fourth brother to his tribe in silence. Feeling Zhang Ziluo's emotions, Kui Hejin gently shook her hand. Zhang Ziluo didn't know where her fourth brother's Yunying tribe was. Just like this, I followed the fourth brother and walked forward. She will also be constantly observing her surroundings. She saw some spices in the mountains and forests. Some spices are simply not available outside. Zhang Ziluo was excited when she saw these spices. Sure enough, the spices in the north and the south are different. Some things growing in the mountains and forests in the north are different from those in the south. Some of these spices can be used as spices, and some can be used to make food, which will taste more delicious. So seeing this, Zhang Ziluo's eyes were bright. Just walking, suddenly there was a harsh sound in the sky. Is a bird call? Zhang Ziluo quickly became vigilant. Kui Hejin quickly blocked her behind him. There were two huge birds that swooped down and directly attacked the people in their group with their pointed beaks. Be careful, this is the flamingo beast. Wei Hanzhou shouted, took out his spear, and pointed at the flamingo beast to attack. But the flamingo beast can fly, is extremely fast, and is huge, giving people a strong sense of oppression. Kui Hejin also took out his sword, jumped up, and quickly attacked the flamingo beast. The flamingo dodges and then swoops down. The people below were trembling with fear. Ah! Ah! Everyone couldn't help shouting. They had never seen such a huge bird before. How can there be such a big bird? It's scary to look at. Some people reacted, quickly picked up the tools in their hands, and attacked the attacking flamingo beast. Even if their strength is very weak, they still persevere. Soon, Wei Hanzhou pierced the body of the flamingo beast with a spear. Kui Hejin also stabbed the flamingo beast in the neck with his sword. The two flamingo beasts screamed in the air and fell to the ground. Bump! They all made a loud noise when they fell to the ground. Seeing that the two flamingo beasts were dealt with, everyone breathed a sigh of relief. Many people have lingering fears. Everyone thought to themselves that it was a good thing they were following Mr. Zhou and Mr. Kui. Otherwise, if Mr. Zhou had left, they would not be able to deal with such a beast with their abilities. It turns out that this is Guanglin Forest. Even flying birds are so big, let alone other beasts. Everyone is more determined to follow Mr. Zhou and join the tribe. Okay, it's okay for now. Wei Hanzhou said, these two flamingo beasts can be eaten. Take them back to the tribe. Zhang Ziluo looked at such a big flamingo beast and thought that it could be stewed like potatoes and chicken. Or stewed birds and animals with mushrooms. It should taste more delicious. There are a lot of mushrooms anyway. However, seeing these two flamingo beasts, Zhang Ziluo also understood that this place overturned her understanding. She may have never seen many of the wild beasts in the virgin forest here, and many of them may be very large. So it's better to be vigilant. No wonder everyone lives in tribes, because only in this way can they be powerful enough to deal with such beasts. Zhang Ziluo picked up the water bag at her waist and hurried over to collect the blood of the flamingo beast. After the blood is coagulated, you can make soup and cook it. She can also do moxie wang. Furthermore, the flamingo is huge and can absorb a lot of blood. Kui Hejin took another gourd to catch the blood of another bird. Then, under the command of Wei Hanzhou, several of us carried one flamingo beast and two flamingo beasts towards the tribe. While walking, Zhang Ziluo suddenly discovered a rami tree. There is actually a large piece of rami. Zhang Ziluo said and hurried over to take a look. Make sure these are ramis. Means that these ramis can be used to weave cloth. Although they are all linen, they can be woven into various patterns. Wei Hanzhou didn't know anything about weaving. There was a woman in the crowd who said excitedly, "Rami can be woven and made into cloth." Zhang Ziluo smiled and said, "It is true. This piece of rami can be used to spin a lot of twine. Once the loom is set up, we can weave cloth. If you can weave cloth, you can provide the tribe with the same ability to make a living." End of this chapter. The space doctor became the favorite of the exiled powerful minister. Author, Fenyuan Kandi. Chapter 354. Chapter 354 Princess, Second Update. Wei Hanzhou also had a smile on his face. "My sister still has a way. Everyone in the tribe will be grateful to you." "No, the one who really protects everyone is the fourth brother. With fourth brother here, everyone can do other things safely." Zhang Ziluo understands that in the primeval forest, if safety cannot be guaranteed, there is nothing else that can be done. Let alone things like hunting, gathering, and weaving. Wei Hanzhou gently touched his sister's hair. "Since we know this place, these things must be there, so there is no need to rush to pick them and bring them back. After settling back down, everyone will come back to harvest and go back to weaving. That's it, let's go on our way first." After walking for another day, they reached a valley. Surrounded by mountains on three sides and trees and grass on the other side. This place is relatively secluded, there are also pools, the place is large, and there are caves on the stone walls. The flat ground below is filled with wooden houses, which are neatly arranged. Many people are busy with what they are doing. When they saw Wei Hanzhou coming back, everyone became excited. "It's the leader who's back. It's our leader who's back. Great, the leader is back. Chief, Chief." Everyone shouted excitedly, and many children ran to Wei Hanzhou excitedly. "Chief, Chief." Everyone was excitedly surrounding Wei Hanzhou. There were also some strong people who looked very powerful. They also came to talk to Wei Hanzhou. "Chief, are you okay? Chief, we have made some clay pots during this period. Everyone finds it very convenient to use the pots, and we have also made some agricultural tools." Everyone is reporting the matter to Wei Hanzhou. Wei Hanzhou nodded. "Do you have anything to do when you go hunting during this period? Is the picking team okay?" The man said, "Everything is fine. After your training, leader, everyone's strength has improved a lot during this period. The soldiers hunted and the picking team picked food. Although they were slightly injured when encountering wild beasts, they are all fine. Even our tools are not enough." Zhang Ziluo watched carefully from the side. "I discovered that everyone can make their own clay pots. A ladle made of clay to burn in a clay pot. However, the weapons used by many people are bone knives and bone guns. She knew that Yun State had strict control over iron tools. If the fourth brother wants to get some iron weapons for the tribe, it is okay to build a small amount at a time, but not too many. But it would be great if there were iron ores, then iron could be smelted. On the way, the fourth brother told her some tribal things. So these people who look very powerful are probably warriors. The warriors of the tribe go out to hunt and gather food on weekdays. If you have nothing to do, take your time and arrange a team to search for iron ore as much as possible. The soldiers talked to Wei Hanzhou with expressions of admiration and gratitude. In the past, when these people went out to hunt wild animals for food, many people were injured, and some even died. Ever since the leader took over their tribe, strengthened the tribe, led everyone to hunt, trained everyone, and explained hunting techniques to everyone, everyone was less likely to be injured after going hunting. Safety has been ensured. Moreover, the leader led them to cultivate the fields, so they could have food to eat even if they did not go hunting. However, they are still used to eating wild animals, because meat can quickly replenish physical strength. After Wei Hanzhou finished talking to the warrior leader, he asked about the situation of the tribe. Also introduced her and Kui Hejin to the tribe. This is my sister, this is my brother-in-law. From now on, when everyone sees my sister, it's like seeing me. My sister's words are as good as mine, and everyone needs to obey her orders. Wei Hanzhou suddenly said this, and everyone in the tribe was shocked. Of course, not only the tribe members were shocked, but also Zhang Ziluo herself was startled. Fourth brother, what is this? Fourth brother. Wei Hanzhou just looked at Zhang Ziluo with serious and firm eyes and said, Sister, be obedient. These words made Zhang Ziluo suddenly stop what she was about to say. The people of the Cloud Eagle tribe are probably used to listening to their leader. When Wei Hanzhou spoke, everyone bowed slightly and saluted Zhang Ziluo respectfully, Princess. Just call her Princess Zhang Ziluo. Zhang Ziluo was a little embarrassed. Unexpectedly, she came to the tribe and became a princess directly. Of course, after introducing Zhang Ziluo and Kui Hejin, Wei Hanzhou told everyone that these people he brought back would also be members of the tribe. Everyone obeyed the leader's arrangements and had no objection to these outsiders. Because many of them were once homeless, it was the leader who allowed the tribe to accept them and give them a place where they could live in peace. The Cloudhawk tribe is their home. Guan Wenchange and others had just entered the tribe, so naturally they had no house to live in, so they had to live in caves first. When it is daytime, they have to cut down trees and build wooden houses to live in. The wooden houses in the tribe were also built by members of the tribe. This is where we have a place to live. In the past, some of us even crowded into caves. At that time, people felt that they felt safe only if they lived in caves, where wild beasts were less likely to attack. But now they have weapons, traps are set up outside the tribe, and there are night watchmen, so everyone can sleep peacefully in the wooden house at night without worrying about safety issues. Once there is an attack by wild beasts or people from other tribes, the patrollers will ring the bell so that everyone can hear it. Of course, there are people patrolling. Thousands of them have a clear division of labor and know what they each do. Wei Hanzhou said to Guan Wenchange and others, you can also use the coconuts in your hands and ask the people in the tribe to help build the wooden houses early. They are more experienced in building wooden houses. Neither Guan Wenchange nor the others expected that Mr. Zhou gave them all the coconuts. When everyone came to their senses, they took out the coconuts and told everyone how to eat and use them. Everyone in the tribe was shocked. So these things can be eaten. Is this food? There are many in the forest. They didn't even know it was food before. Now I know, they can go out and pick more coconuts like this during the day. Everyone was happy for the extra food and welcomed the people brought back by the leader. As for settling these people, let the soldiers make arrangements. Wei Hanzhou took his sister and brother-in-law to the wooden house next to him. In the tribe, Wei Hanzou's house is the largest and most spacious, and the house next to it is also large and spacious. He let his sister and brother-in-law live there. In this way, Zhang Ziluo and Kui Hejin settled down. That flamingo beast, Zhang Ziluo stewed it with mushrooms. If you can't finish it in one sitting, you'll eat it in several meals. She also used the blood of birds and animals to make moxiu wang. Having not eaten, Zhang Ziluo had dinner with Kui Hejin and Wei Hanzou. In the first few days, everyone in the tribe went out to pick coconuts every day. They all also know how to eat and drink coconuts. Everyone was immersed in the delicious taste of coconut and drank coconut water for several days. Of course, everyone also takes out the coconut meat. Ziluo Zhang told them that coconut meat can be used to stew soup, and can also be used to make coconut meat fried rice and other foods. Everyone made this food according to Ziluo Zhang. Perhaps because Guan Wenqing and the others told the tribe that she discovered how to eat coconuts, everyone treated her with respect as a princess. End of this chapter. The space doctor became the favorite of the exiled powerful minister. Author, Fenyuan Kandi. Chapter 355. Chapter 355 Unity. The people of the Cloud Eagle tribe have recently become obsessed with drinking coconut juice and eating coconut meat. At this time, the soldier Kanyi and his family were stewing chicken soup with coconut. Wow, this tastes so delicious. Yes, the coconut pulp is so delicious, it has a special taste in your mouth. I didn't expect something like this to be food. We have seen so many coconut trees before, and we don't even know what they are. No, at that time we were afraid that the coconuts would fall and hit our heads, so we tried to walk around the coconut trees. When we walked, I didn't expect that these were food, and we didn't know it for so long. Yes, if we had known earlier, we would have been able to drink so much coconut water and eat so much coconut meat every year. It's better now. Now we know these are food. Thanks to the leader who came here many years ago, accepted us into the tribe, and taught us so many things, we can now have enough to eat every day. The method of raising chickens and the method of hatching chicks were taught to us by the leader. Speaking of these, everyone was touched. Many of them were extremely grateful to their leader. Because they clearly understood that if it had not been for the leader, they might have died of heat stroke or starvation. Kanyi said, "The leader saved my life. When I was attacked by a huge tiger beast, I fought with the tiger beast for a long time, and my body was covered with injuries. When I really thought I was going to be killed, it was the leader who showed up with a gun and saved me. From that time on, I thought that from now on I would follow the leader, and I would listen to the leader's words." Although Wei Hanzou was not their leader at that time, he told himself at that time that he would be loyal to him. Of course, the warriors of their tribe admire the strong the most. The person Kanyi admires the most is their leader. Kanyi's eyes lit up when he talked about the leader. Haha, no, not to mention you Kanyi, even our skills in hunting, farming, and making clay pots were all learned from the leader. Our tribe is so good that other tribes can't compare. Actually, there are many people who want to join us. Tribe, but those people are not good enough, and the leader will not accept them. Humph, everyone who knows that our leader is good, but some people are cruel, so naturally our leader cannot be included in the tribe. Now our tribe is good, everyone is united with each other, and there is no fight. Some of them were once nomads, and some of them had been in other tribes. But they remembered that in the tribe they stayed in before, teams of hundreds of people would fight, and there was no tradition of respecting the elderly and caring for the young. Whoever is stronger will have enough to eat. Shilei still remembers that he went out to hunt for the tribe while his father stayed in the tribe. But there was a shortage of food those days, and those people ignored his father just to get some food. His father's leg was injured at the time, and he was hungry, so he accidentally fell down the cave and died like that. Shilei felt hatred in his heart, but he couldn't help it. It's like the law of the jungle. His father paid so much for the tribe when he was young, and no one remembers it. Later on, he left the tribe and would not go back even if he became a wanderer. Fortunately, I met the current leader and joined the current Cloud Eagle tribe. Everyone helps each other, even if someone is injured while hunting, or someone in the tribe is old, as long as he is a member of the tribe, the leader will not care. The leader will take the people to hunt continuously to find food, and also to ensure that everyone can survive. Even if it rains heavily, the leader will hunt desperately to find food. The person they admire most in their hearts is also their leader. If someone dares to say a bad word about the leader, they will fight to the death. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Space Doctor became the favorite of the exiled powerful minister. Author, Fengyuan Candy. Chapter 356. Chapter 356 Absolute Rule. Speaking of such an atmosphere, everyone caters to it. Yes, we really like our tribe. This place gives us a sense of belonging and security. As long as the leader is here, everyone is safe. Perhaps it was Wei Hanzhou's ability and charm that impressed everyone. Everyone smiles when they talk about him. In the past, we had to wait until we hunted pheasants to eat chicken, but now we don't have to. Yes, we can still eat eggs and use them to hatch chicks. Most of them are native forest people and depend on their tribes. A life full of food and hunger, I dare not think about anything else, and I have almost never left the forest. They hunt ferociously in the forest, but they are also afraid to go out of the forest and go to strange places. It is not that no one has ever thought about leaving the tribe and going to other places, such as living in the Yun Kingdom. But if the soldiers guarding the Yun Kingdom saw it, they might be killed. They are also afraid. They can hunt in the forest, but they can do nothing outside the forest. The leader appeared and taught them many skills. But after knowing these skills, they don't want to go to that country of Yun. Some people once left the tribe and escaped there. It is said that in Yun State, the land where you live costs money, and the land you cultivate must be purchased before you can cultivate it. How could they be free in the forest? They can open up as much land as they want. They can build wooden houses wherever they want. Eggs are delicious. I used to only eat them roasted, but now I know there are so many ways to eat them. They used to eat simply. They only thought about having enough to eat every day, and they didn't care about how to eat. The leader also came and taught them how to cook and how to identify food. Teach them to squeeze oil from fruits and roast meat in oil. Can be used for cooking. The leader is powerful, and so is the princess. That's right, they are indeed brother and sister. The leader knows more, and the princess also knows more. This time the leader worked hard to exchange some salt. Let's use it sparingly and don't waste it. The leader risked his life to get these for us. Yes, yes, use it sparingly. It would be great if we could get salt in the forest too. It's not that easy. If it were easy, the leader would lead us to make salt. When everyone mentioned the leader, they all understood and worshipped him, and no one questioned him. Listening to Zhang Ziluo, she felt that her fourth brother was deified in the tribe. Actually, this is good, as it will make it easier for the fourth brother to lead the tribe. The people below will not be disobedient. It can be seen that the tribe is still in good order after the fourth brother left the tribe for such a long time and came back. But she understood that the fourth brother must have paid a lot to manage the tribe like this. The fourth brother never said anything about those hard work. But she knew it would not be easy. Zhang Ziluo can hear many discussions like this just by walking outside. Zhang Ziluo also felt very sorry for her fourth brother. Looking at the thin appearance of her fourth brother, her nose felt a little sore. While eating, she tried hard to pick up vegetables for her fourth brother. Fourth brother, you have worked hard, please eat more. Wei Hanzhou understood that his sister felt sorry for him. Sister, I'm fine. I didn't feel it was hard before. It's great to be able to survive, and now I see the tribe developing and growing, and I feel very fulfilled. At least I had a purpose when I was busy in the forest, so I didn't have to think about what the Wei family went through every day. Otherwise, when he thought about his grandfather and his father and the others, he couldn't sleep at all. Looking at the sister in front of him now, he felt relieved. If my sister is alive, then there are others in the Wei family who are also alive. End of this chapter. The space doctor became the favorite of the exiled powerful minister. Author, Fenyuan Candy. Chapter 357. Chapter 357. The young wizard of the tribe. Zhang Ziluo's eyes also turned red, and she said, "It's a pity that I forgot a lot of things in those years. It was only recently that I remembered things from my childhood and my life experience." Wei Hanzhou said softly, "Sister, I'm glad you forgot. Forgetting is to protect you." Wei Hanzhou thought about something about his sister, and his expression changed. He hopes his sister will be happy. Sister is someone the whole family wants to protect. So don't blame yourself, don't think about it, we all want you to be happy. If Grandpa and the others knew about it, they would definitely want you to be happy too. Zhang Ziluo nodded and said, "Yes, I know. She was the person whom her grandfather loved the most, and he taught her how to practice marksmanship with his own hands. Seeing her progress and seeing how quickly she learns, her grandfather will be very happy and laugh." My brothers all said that it was rare to see my grandfather smile. The brothers all think that their grandfather is very serious and cold. But she thinks her grandfather is very good. Likewise, although her grandfather was strict, he was reluctant to say a harsh word to her. She missed her grandfather. Zhang Ziluo had a lot of emotions surging in her heart. She lowered her head and drank the soup in the bowl to cover up her emotions. After Zhang Ziluo and Kui Hejin had adapted to the tribe for a few days, Zhang Ziluo was ready to get busy. She wants to help fourth brother make the tribe better. Teach everyone some life skills. Zhang Ziluo told everyone before that coconut shells should not be thrown away. Those coconut fiber can be used to make hemp rope. In fact, when Zhang Ziluo first said it, no one understood it at all. But she is a princess, the leader's sister, and she has introduced everyone to coconut, a food like coconut, and everyone respects her. Even if everyone didn't understand what she said, everyone listened instinctively. Then Ziluo Zhang began to teach everyone how to weave hemp rope with fibers from coconut shells. Then use knitting needles to weave a sack. Although the mesh is a bit rough, it is still a very strong sack. After everyone learned the lesson, they all looked at Zhang Ziluo with stunned eyes. "Princess, is she someone sent by our tribal god?" When Zhang Ziluo heard the tribal god, her hands stopped. "Tribal god? Yes, it is the that all our tribes want to worship. According to the oldest legend, the tribal gave a leader. The leader received the inheritance from the tribal and taught us how to hunt and gather food so that we can survive. Under the protection of the tribal gods, the tribe will continue to grow and develop. When the leader fell by the river and was brought back by us, the shamans offered sacrifices under the tribal sacred tree, and the leader came back to life. The leader is a person recognized by our tribal god." Zhang Ziluo was even more surprised when she heard these words. Which? Yes, she remembered that her fourth brother had talked about witchcraft before. "It's just that I have been here for so many days and I haven't seen the tribe's shaman yet. It's just that I haven't seen you witches before." "Yes, we witches are currently retreating in the cave to prepare for the sacrifice in a month." Zhang Ziluo felt that it sounded a bit mysterious, so she couldn't help but ask more questions. Only then did I realize that this witch was a 16-year-old girl. The previous generation of witches chose her as a witch before they died. From now on, he will be responsible for the tribe's sacrifices and guiding the tribe's direction. Although our witch is young now, he is very powerful. It was the witch who guided us in the direction and we went to the river to pick up the leader. The leader changed the tribe of 200 people into the Cloud Eagle tribe, and recruited people to strengthen the tribe, and the witch also supported it. The witch said that the leader is the hope of our forest. Zhang Ziluo couldn't help but look at the cave not far away. People in the tribe said that this was the cave where the young witch of the tribe lived. Can offer sacrifices and pray for the tribe. She also heard that witches are very beautiful. It's just that since I arrived, I haven't heard anything mentioned from my fourth brother again. No, she needs to ask her fourth brother carefully. End of this chapter. The space doctor became the favorite of the exiled powerful minister. Author, Fenyuan Kandi. Chapter 358. Chapter 358 Sincerity. Zhang Ziluo taught everyone how to weave hemp rope, and then asked everyone to bring back the rami. She also wanted to teach everyone how to spin and weave. Although the process of turning rami into cloth is extremely complicated. But these are also some processes that everyone must learn. Because the tribe is different from the Yun kingdom. The people of Yun state only need to know a few survival skills, and they can buy things they don't know. They can buy cloth to make clothes. But everyone in the tribe must be self-sufficient. If something is not available, you can only exchange it with a large amount of animal skins, bone products, etc. So Zhang Ziluo plans to teach everyone this skill. Once you learn it, you will be able to weave cloth with other materials in the future. And after you can weave cloth, you can take the cloth to the tribal market to exchange for other things. After everyone got the rami back, Zhang Ziluo said, "Next, I will teach you how to make yarn. To turn rami into cloth, you need to go through many processes. You have to be patient. Once you learn how to do it, it will be easy to make. Just like assembly line work, it becomes much easier once you learn it. Princess, we must study hard." Those who went to hunt flax and cut rami were the warriors of the tribe who came back. Everyone was strong. The process of turning rami into cloth required some careful steps, so Zhang Ziluo found some women in the tribe who were skillful and careful. They think the princess is awesome, and they are willing to learn these things from her. Just like the previous leader, the leader taught them so much for their own good. Everyone understands. Everyone's eyes are sincere and sincere. On the other hand, those from the Yun kingdom who had just joined the tribe, and after a few days of running in, everyone also integrated into the tribe. Mainly because they gave them coconuts before and taught everyone how to make coconut juice and coconut pulp, and everyone enthusiastically helped them build wooden houses. There is strength in numbers, and with everyone's help. The wooden houses for more than 1,000 people have also been built. Although it is simple, every household has a place to live. At least it is a place to shelter from the wind and rain. Everyone settled down with peace of mind. Everyone, please help peel off the hemp bark from the hemp stalks. Speaking, Zhang Ziluo gave everyone a demonstration first. Everyone followed suit. Peeling the rami skin is easy, but with so much rami, it takes time for everyone to peel it. Fortunately, this is a tribe of 10,000 people. Many people have nothing to do and come to help. Even half-year-old children came to help. Looking at everyone's enthusiasm and positivity, Zhang Ziluo couldn't help but smile. In fact, after staying in the tribe for a few days, Zhang Ziluo also found that the atmosphere of the tribe was very good. Everyone is friendly and united. We also talk, laugh, and help each other on weekdays. This reminded Zhang Ziluo of her time in Liuhe village. When we were in the village, although everyone lived their own lives, they would always help each other with anything. "Princess, would you like to peel it off?" There was a little girl looking at Zhang Ziluo with shining eyes, as if she admired her. Zhang Ziluo looked at them and felt they were very cute. She smiled patiently and said, "It still needs to be soaked in water, probably for 5 days. It is also convenient to take a dip here, as there is a pool next to it. Wrap these ramis, place them in the shallow water of the pool, and put stones on them to weigh them down, so that they can be completely soaked. After soaking, fish it out and proceed to the next step. While Zhangziluo was busy, the people at the pottery burning place sent several pots to Zhangziluo and Kui Hejin's wooden house. This is newly baked for her so that it is convenient for her to use. The clay pots we make and the clay pots we bake are really good. Someone explained, we learned this from the leader. At the beginning, we didn't have much containers to put things in. It is convenient to have clay pots. After several years of continuous firing, we have gained experience and can make it smoother. The pottery pots we made at the beginning were relatively rough. Actually, even if they are rough, everyone cherishes them and uses them. Some people protect them well, and some of the earliest clay pots are still there. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Space Doctor became the favorite of the exiled powerful minister. Author, Fenyuan Candy. Chapter 359. Zhangziluo looked at these exquisite pottery pots and couldn't help but reach out and touch them lightly. Feels smooth and looks good. Looks very practical. In tribal terms, when people store things on a daily basis, they use clay pots to store them. Ceramic pots are used to store some dried fruits and foods, which are easy to store. And everyone usually stews soup and cooks something, and they also like to cook it in clay pots. Perhaps this is also the first habit I developed. Zhangziluo asked the doubts in her heart. A woman explained softly, because our tribe didn't have such a thing before, so we could only keep polishing the stone jars. Otherwise, use a barrel. At that time, we went to the tribal market and saw someone selling some exquisite clay pots and jars. We were very rare, but we had to exchange a lot of things for them. We couldn't exchange them, so we had to take a look. Perhaps because of my mood at that time, the leader later taught us how to make clay pots, and we liked using clay pots. Used for storing things, cooking soup, and eating, and also using clay pots for boiling water. Oh, by the way, our leader said that you can't drink raw water, but drink boiled water. He said that drinking water like this will make it less likely to get sick. It's true, in the past, if we drank water at will, we would easily get stomachaches, but after we pay attention to eating and drinking, we rarely get stomachaches. Everyone understands that it is absolutely right to listen to the leader. When everyone thinks about their previous lives, they all feel that they were very rough. Now it's a little more detailed. Not only do they have a place to live and have enough to eat, but they can also eat delicious food. There is no need to live in a cave to sleep. They lived on wooden beds with straw mats spread on them, making them soft and comfortable to sleep on. It's not like sleeping casually in a cave before, and sometimes my body feels very uncomfortable. It turns out that you have to use something as a cushion when you sleep, and you cannot sleep directly on the ground. They all like to build wooden houses with yards and gates, and everyone has a private space. When sleeping at night, there are patrols and night watchmen in the tribe, and everyone feels very safe. This is something that no one dared to think about before living in a cave. Zhangziluo just wants to ask everyone a question. After everyone opened their chat boxes, they could talk to her endlessly, from here to there. If you don't know this, you will be surprised that everyone will start to admire the fourth brother. Zhangziluo couldn't help but smile. In order to thank everyone for burning many clay pots for her, Zhangziluo called Kui Hejin out of the tribe that day. Why do you want to go out for a walk? If I let the fourth brother know, the fourth brother will be worried. Do you want to tell the fourth brother? Kui Hejin is naturally willing to accompany Zhangziluo wherever she goes. But Kui Hejin also knew how much Zhangziluo cared about her fourth brother, so she still asked. Zhangziluo shook her head and said, "No, my fourth brother is also busy now. Not only does he have to teach the tribe many things every day, but he also has to look around and accompany everyone in training. It really shouldn't be allowed for him to worry about my affairs. Let's go out and take a look. Speaking, Zhang Ziluo used her thoughts to communicate with the space elf Xiaolan in her mind. Xiaolan, can you help me see if there is anything delicious around or if there are any mines? Iron mines, salt lakes, whatever. Her fourth brother needs iron ore to make weapons. If iron ore can be discovered here, it will be out of control and fourth brother can build an elite team. The Wei army can be retrained. You can tell this by seeing that fourth brother has been busy training tribal warriors these days. The space doctor became the favorite of the exiled powerful minister. Author, Fenyuan Kandi. Chapter 360. Zhang Ziluo was walking in the mountains and forests, just like strolling. Anyway, Xiaolan was there, so Zhang Ziluo didn't have to worry. She believes that with Xiaolan's help, she can find a lot of things. Master, I started to detect. Zhang Ziluo nodded in her mind, well, you can tell me any food or vegetables you see. Master, there are comfort and plantain in front of you. Xiaolan said and directed, and Zhang Ziluo quickly dug it out. These are herbs, useful in space. Zhang Ziluo discovered that the fourth brother's tribe was getting stronger and stronger, and there were more scarce things. Moreover, tribal medical conditions are also somewhat backward. Few people know how to identify herbal medicines. If you rely on your fourth brother for everything, your fourth brother will definitely be tired. It would be better to take advantage of this period to pick more commonly used medicinal materials and teach some girls in the tribe how to identify the medicinal materials. Teach everyone some basic nursing and medical knowledge. At least some warriors in the tribe were injured when they went hunting or did something else, and everyone knew how to deal with skin injuries. Or if someone in the tribe has a headache, fever, stomachache, etc., they can also help prepare medicine for treatment. She told them that they could all write down some basic prescriptions. After spending the past few days getting along with the tribesmen, Zhang Ziluo discovered that although the people here are backward, they are more cheerful and straightforward, and they are actually very smart. Probably because everyone knows that they don't understand many things, so as long as you teach them, they will remember them seriously. Will be remembered in the mind. Instead of preaching to them, they will forget it later. Not at all. Everyone will try to remember. If anyone cannot remember or is slow to remember, just ask, anyone who knows will teach you enthusiastically and actively. Everyone is united, which is good. Collect more medicinal materials and dry them in the sun, then put them in the cave. They can be used directly during daily use. There is no need to pick it on a temporary basis. I remember a warrior in the tribe said that he was sick before, and the leader went to pick medicine for him in the rain, but later he saved his life. It is very hard sometimes to go out to the tribe to pick things in the rain. So Zhang Ziluo wanted to make some preparations. Zhang Ziluo asked what kind of medicinal materials they were, and Kui Hejin helped pick them together. Both of them brought backpacks for easy storage of things. Master, on the right, there is mugwort 200 meters to the right. Zhang Ziluo was stunned, didn't you say that you can only detect a range of 100 meters? Xiaolan smiled and said, maybe master, you have helped many people, accumulated merit, and the space has been upgraded, so now I can detect things within a range of 200 meters. I just discovered it too. When she heard about the space upgrade, Zhang Ziluo was naturally excited and happy. She even wondered, had the fields in space grown again? Also, is there another thing appearing out of thin air in space? Zhang Ziluo wished she could go to the space and take a look right away. But seeing Kui Hejin next to her, Zhang Ziluo held back. It's not that he was afraid of exposing his secrets in front of Kui Hejin. Just don't want to show anything strange. So Zhang Ziluo held back and let Xiaolan take her to find something first. These mugworts are good stuff. Previously in Donghe village, Zhang Ziluo picked mugwort to make mugwort glutinous rice dumplings and used mugwort to make soap. The soap made from mugwort juice is emerald green and looks good. Thinking of this, Zhang Ziluo couldn't help but think of Mrs. Kui and Kui Kinkai in Donghe village. In their previous letters, they said that they bought a shop in the town to sell desserts, soap, balm, lip balm, shampoo, and other items. I don't know what happened to them. The winter in the north must be very cold. It should be snowing now, right? It's a pity that we didn't see the heavy snow in Donghe village.